What if I told you that one simple thing you're doing every day, without even thinking about it, might be slowly destroying your bones? No dramatic injury, no obvious pain, just a quiet weakening inside your body that could lead to a devastating fracture, a loss of mobility, or even a permanent change in how you live. It sounds scary, but for millions of older adults, especially after age 60, this is exactly what's happening. Most people think bone loss only happens because of old age or not drinking enough milk. But the truth is, some of the most damaging habits for your bones are the ones that seem harmless. You might be doing them every single day, out of comfort, routine, or even good intentions, without realizing that they're setting the stage for osteoporosis, brittle bones, and dangerous falls. The worst part? Bone loss doesn't announce itself. You don't feel it happening. One day you're walking just fine, and the next you slip, break a hip, or suddenly find that even standing up from a chair feels harder than it used to. And when that happens, everything changes. Your independence, your confidence, your ability to live freely. In today's video, we're going to uncover 6 everyday habits that might be silently weakening your bones. And we'll also show you what to do instead. Because no matter your age, it's never too late to build stronger bones and protect your future. You don't need expensive treatments, and you don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to understand what your bones need and what to stop doing before it's too late. So if you've been feeling a little stiffer, a little weaker, or if you've ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm not as steady as I used to be," this video is for you. Stick with us until the end. You might discover that just one small change could protect you from serious harm and give you back the strength you thought you'd lost. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1. Sitting for long periods without moving every morning. George, a 74-year-old retired accountant, follows the same routine. He makes his coffee, settles into his recliner, and watches the morning news. From there, the hours slip by. He reads a book, checks his emails, takes a short nap in the afternoon, maybe watches a movie in the evening. Before he knows it, he's been sitting for almost the entire day, getting up only to eat or go to the bathroom. He doesn't feel sick. He's not in pain. But lately, he's noticed something troubling. His legs feel weaker, and when he stands up, he sometimes wobbles. His doctor recently told him something that shocked him. Your bones are losing strength, and one big reason is how much time you spend sitting. Many people don't realize it, but sitting for long periods without moving is one of the most silent ways to weaken your bones, especially after the age of 60. Our bones, like our muscles, are living tissue. They thrive on movement, on resistance, on the tiny stress signals we send them every time we stand, walk, or lift something. These signals tell the body, we need strong bones to support this activity. But when we spend most of the day sitting, on the couch, in a car, or at the dining table, our bones receive no stimulation to stay strong. It's not just a matter of becoming lazy or inactive. As we age, our bone mass naturally declines. But that process accelerates dramatically when we're sedentary. Without weight-bearing movement, like walking, climbing stairs, or even light resistance exercises, the body stops maintaining bone density. The result? Bones become thinner, more brittle, and more vulnerable to fractures. And this happens slowly, without pain or warning signs. Sitting also affects your posture, circulation, and muscle balance, all of which influence how pressure is placed on your bones. Over time, a slouched spine or weak leg muscles can shift your alignment, leading to more stress on your hips, knees, and lower back. Add in the loss of balance that often comes with aging, and it creates the perfect storm for a fall or fracture. So what can you do if sitting has become part of your daily rhythm? You don't have to run a marathon or join a gym. Small, intentional changes can make a big difference. Set a timer to remind yourself to stand up and stretch every 30 to 45 minutes. Walk around your home during commercial breaks or between chapters of a book. Keep light hand weights or resistance bands nearby and use them while watching TV. Even marching in place or doing gentle leg lifts while seated can stimulate bone activity. George didn't stop watching his favorite shows, but he started doing light movements during them. Now he stretches during the news, stands up during phone calls, and walks the hallway 3 times after lunch. After just a few weeks, his legs feel steadier. He even joked, "I think my recliner is getting lonely." The key message is this: your bones respond to movement. The more you sit still, the more they quietly weaken. But the more you stand, stretch, and walk, even in short bursts, the more you tell your body, "I still need these bones to be strong." In the next part, we'll look at another surprising bone killer hiding in your cup, a daily beverage that many people think is harmless, but could be slowly draining the minerals from your skeleton. Number 2, drinking too much coffee or soda. Margaret, 71, loves starting her day with a steaming cup of strong black coffee. Sometimes, too, in the afternoon when energy dipped, she'd open a cold can of Diet Cola. "It's just a little caffeine," she'd say, "keeps me going." But over time, her doctor noticed that her bone scans showed signs of thinning. When asked about her diet, Margaret proudly listed her calcium supplements, dairy intake, and multivitamins. But when she mentioned her coffee and soda habit, the doctor raised an eyebrow. "That," he said gently, "could be part of the problem." Most people don't realize that what you drink every day may be quietly leaching minerals from your bones. Coffee and soda, especially in large amounts, can interfere with the way your body absorbs and retains calcium, the most essential building block of strong bones. And for older adults who are already at greater risk for bone loss, this effect is magnified. Let's start with coffee. While moderate coffee intake, 1 or 2 cups a day, isn't dangerous for most people, excessive caffeine, more than 300 milligrams per day, has been shown to increase calcium excretion through the urine. This means that even if you're consuming enough calcium through food or supplements, your body might not be keeping it. For someone who's over 60, already experiencing natural declines in bone density, that small loss adds up over time, leading to weaker, more fragile bones. And soda? It's even worse, especially colas. Most sodas contain phosphoric acid, which gives them their tangy flavor. But too much phosphorus without enough calcium to balance it throws off the body's mineral ratio. Studies suggest that regular consumption of soda, especially cola drinks, can lead to lower bone mineral density, particularly in older women. Add in the caffeine, the sugar, or artificial sweeteners, and the fact that soda often replaces healthier drinks like milk or water, and you've got a recipe for slow, silent bone erosion. Margaret was shocked. "I thought coffee was the least of my worries," she admitted, but after learning the connection, she made small, manageable changes. She switched to 1 cup of coffee in the morning, followed by herbal tea or warm lemon water. She replaced her afternoon soda with sparkling water and a slice of orange. Within months, she didn't just feel better physically, she also felt more in control of her bone health. Her next scan showed improvement. "Turns out," she said with a smile, "my bones were thirsty for better choices." Now, this doesn't mean you need to quit coffee entirely or never enjoy a soda again. But if coffee, tea, soda, or energy drinks are a big part of your daily routine, especially more than 2 servings a day, it's worth reassessing. Try these tips. Balance caffeine with calcium. If you drink coffee, make sure to consume calcium-rich foods or supplements alongside it. Add more water to your daily intake. Hydration helps your bones and joints stay healthy. Swap 1 soda a day for herbal tea, milk, or a calcium-fortified drink. Monitor how you feel. Do you notice changes in your energy, digestion, or mood when you cut back? The real danger isn't in the cup itself, it's in the habit when it becomes constant and mindless. And for your bones, the impact of what you sip adds up day by day, year by year. In the next part, we'll explore another overlooked factor in bone strength: how skipping protein in your meals could be slowly weakening the very framework that keeps you upright. Number 3, skipping protein in meals, the silent underminer of your bones. Helen, a soft-spoken 76-year-old, prided herself on eating light: a slice of toast in the morning, a cup of soup or a salad at lunch, and maybe a bit of rice or fruit for dinner. "I don't eat much meat anymore," she said. "I'm not that hungry these days." Her friends often admired how slim she stayed over the years, but recently Helen began to notice something unsettling. Her energy was down, her legs felt weaker, and during a gentle stretch, she pulled a muscle in her lower back, something that had never happened before. Her doctor ran tests and gave her the news. Her bone density was declining faster than expected, and she wasn't getting enough protein to support her bones. Most people think of protein as something bodybuilders worry about. But your bones need protein just as much as your muscles do. In fact, nearly 50% of bone structure is made of protein in the form of collagen, the strong and flexible foundation that holds minerals like calcium in place. If calcium is the bricks of your skeleton, protein is the cement. Without enough of it, your bones become brittle, porous, and prone to fracture, even if you're taking calcium supplements. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using protein, and yet our need for it remains just as important, if not more so. Unfortunately, many older adults like Helen unknowingly reduce their protein intake as they get older. Appetite may shrink, chewing may be harder, some avoid meat for health or digestive reasons. But over time, a low-protein diet leads to the loss of both muscle and bone. And there's more. Protein plays a vital role in building and repairing not just bones, but the muscles that protect them. Weak muscles increase the risk of falls, and when a fall happens, thin bones are more likely to break. It's a dangerous cycle, but one that can be reversed with intention. Helen's doctor encouraged her to gently increase her protein, starting with easy-to-digest sources like eggs, yogurt, lentils, soft fish, or a small piece of chicken. He also recommended spreading her protein intake throughout the day, rather than loading it all into one meal. Think of protein like medicine for your bones, he told her. You need a little bit with every meal. Within a few months, Helen noticed real changes. Her strength returned, her balance improved, even her mood lifted. She began adding a boiled egg to breakfast, blending Greek yogurt with fruit for a snack, and enjoying small servings of beans with dinner. She didn't feel heavy or overly full, just nourished. If you're unsure whether you're getting enough protein, ask yourself, do most of my meals include a food that builds or repairs tissue? If the answer is no, it might be time to gently adjust. And you don't need a steak at every meal, just small, steady servings of quality protein sources like. Even bone broth, a gentle source of collagen, can help restore what your body may be missing. Remember, calcium alone won't keep your bones strong. Without enough protein, your bones won't have the structure they need to hold on to minerals, and your muscles won't have the strength to protect them. In the next part, we'll take a look at something many seniors don't even realize they're missing: sunlight, and how a quiet deficiency in vitamin D may be undermining your efforts to protect your bones, even if you're doing everything else right. Number 4, not getting enough sunlight. The vitamin D deficiency you might not know you have after retiring at 68, Mr. Allen, once a cheerful and energetic man, found comfort in the quiet of his home. He spent most of his days inside, reading, watching TV, tending to tasks in his garage. As the years passed, he rarely went outside except to check the mail. At 74, he slipped on the kitchen floor and fractured his hip. The x-rays revealed more than just a break. His bones were much thinner than expected. His doctor asked about his vitamin D levels, and Mr. Allen was puzzled. I take calcium, he said. Why would I need anything else? But the truth is, calcium can't do its job without vitamin D. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin for good reason. It's produced by your skin in response to sunlight, and it plays a critical role in bone health. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't properly absorb calcium, no matter how much of it you're getting from food or supplements. That means even if you think you're doing everything right, drinking milk, taking pills, you may still be suffering from silent bone loss if your vitamin D is too low. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency is extremely common in older adults, especially those who spend most of their time indoors. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D, even when exposed to sunlight. Add in sunscreen, long sleeves, or windows that block UVB rays, and you're left with a body that's starving for a nutrient it can no longer make on its own. The symptoms of low vitamin D aren't always obvious. They might show up as fatigue, muscle weakness, low mood, or increased joint stiffness. But the biggest risk lies underneath, in the bones, where the lack of vitamin D leads to decreased calcium absorption, lower bone density, and a significantly higher risk of fractures. The solution? Thankfully, it's simple and gentle. Just 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight a day, especially in the morning or late afternoon, can make a noticeable difference. Sitting on your porch, walking around the garden, or even opening a window where sun can directly touch your skin is enough to stimulate production. If you live in a cloudy area or during winter months when sunlight is limited, your doctor may recommend a vitamin D supplement, which is both affordable and effective when taken correctly. After his injury, Mr. Allen began a new routine. Each morning, he drank his tea on the back porch, allowing the morning light to warm his hands and face. It became a time of peace and also of healing. His doctor monitored his vitamin D levels and adjusted his supplement accordingly. Over time, his bones regained strength, and so did his sense of vitality. If you're over 60 and spend most of your time indoors, you may already be low on vitamin D without knowing it. A simple blood test can tell you, and getting enough doesn't require hours under the sun or expensive products. It just takes a little awareness and a commitment to step into the light, literally. Your bones are living tissue. They listen not only to what you eat and how you move, but also to how much light touches your skin. In many ways, your body was built to thrive in sunlight. In the next part, we'll explore a more hidden threat, certain medications that, while helpful in some ways, can quietly erode your bone health over time, especially if you've been taking them for years. Number 5, taking certain medications long-term. The silent bone robbers in your medicine cabinet. Mrs. Delgado, a vibrant 78-year-old with a gentle smile, had always trusted her doctors. Over the years, she was prescribed medication for heartburn, inflammation, and blood pressure. She took them faithfully, as instructed, and never questioned it. But when her doctor recently ordered a bone scan, the results were concerning. Her bone density had dropped significantly since her last checkup. "But I eat well," she said. "I take calcium. I walk every day." Then her doctor gently explained, "Some of the medications you've been taking, though helpful in other ways, are likely weakening your bones without you even realizing it." This is something few people talk about, especially in older adults. Certain medications that are commonly prescribed can slowly, quietly reduce bone density when taken over long periods of time. They don't cause pain, they don't make you feel different, but they gradually interfere with how your body builds, maintains, and protects your bones, leaving you vulnerable to fractures, falls, and loss of mobility. Let's start with corticosteroids such as prednisone, which are often prescribed for arthritis, asthma, or chronic inflammation. These powerful drugs reduce inflammation, yes, but they also reduce the body's ability to absorb calcium and can slow down bone formation. When taken for weeks or months, especially at higher doses, corticosteroids are directly linked to increased risk of osteoporosis and bone thinning. Another common category is proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, medications used for acid reflux, such as omeprazole, Prilosec, or lansoprazole, Prevacid. They work by reducing stomach acid, but stomach acid is needed to absorb key minerals like calcium and magnesium, both essential for strong bones. Long-term use of PPIs has been associated with a higher risk of hip fractures, particularly in older adults. Diuretics, used for high blood pressure and fluid retention, can lead to increased calcium loss through urine. Certain antidepressants and even anti-seizure medications can also have bone-thinning side effects when used for extended periods. But here's the most important part. These medications are not bad in themselves. For many people, they are life-saving or provide significant relief. The danger comes when we take them for years without monitoring their effect on our bones, or when we assume that because they're common, they must be harmless. Mrs. Delgado didn't stop taking her medications, but with her doctor's help, she made some smart changes. They adjusted her dosage, added a bone-supporting supplement, and scheduled regular bone scans. She also increased her intake of calcium-rich foods and added strength training to her weekly routine. "I didn't know my pills could touch my bone," she said, "but now that I do, I'm taking care of both." If you've been on long-term medications, especially steroids, acid blockers, or diuretics, it's time to have a conversation with your doctor. Ask if your prescriptions could be affecting your bones. Request a bone density scan if you haven't had one recently. You can also ask about supplements or alternative therapies that support your bone health without interfering with your medication. You don't have to choose between treating one problem and causing another. You just need to bring your bones into the conversation. Because bone loss isn't always about what you're missing. It can also be about what you're unknowingly taking in. Next, we'll explore a habit that feels relaxing, social, and even harmless. But over time, regular alcohol use, even in small amounts, can quietly reduce your body's ability to protect and rebuild bone tissue. Let's talk about it. Number 6, too much alcohol, even just a little, how it quietly weakens your bones. Mr. Howard, 75, was always the life of the party, or at least of the porch. Every evening around 5 p.m., he poured himself a small glass of wine or whiskey and sat by the window. It was his way to unwind, to honor the day, to feel a little bit like himself. "I'm not a drinker," he'd say with a grin. "Just one a day. That can't hurt, right?" But over time, he began to notice something strange. He was more unsteady on his feet. He felt a shear in the mornings. When he slipped on a rug and fractured his wrist, his doctor ordered a bone density scan. The result? He had early-stage osteoporosis. Mr. Howard was stunned. "I drink milk. I walk every morning," he said. Then his doctor asked a simple question. "How often do you have alcohol?" That's when things began to make sense. Many older adults don't associate alcohol with bone health. It's often seen as a social ritual, a comfort, or even a heart-healthy habit in small doses. But the truth is, even moderate drinking over time can negatively impact bone strength, especially as we age, and the effects aren't always obvious until something breaks. When we drink alcohol regularly, it interferes with the body's ability to absorb calcium and vitamin D, two critical nutrients for strong bones. It also slows the activity of the cells responsible for building new bone tissue. At the same time, alcohol increases the rate at which bone is broken down. The result? A slow, quiet erosion of bone density, often without symptoms, until one small fall turns into a serious fracture. But the impact goes even further. Alcohol affects balance, coordination, and muscle strength, especially in older adults. This increases the risk of falling, which is already one of the biggest dangers for people with weakened bones. Even lightheadedness or delayed reaction time from alcohol can make a simple trip to the bathroom more hazardous than we realize. What's more, drinking alcohol at night can interfere with sleep quality, which affects the hormones that regulate bone health, like growth hormone and melatonin. It can also dehydrate you, causing joint stiffness and slower recovery from small injuries. All these factors may seem small on their own, but together they quietly wear away at the body's ability to stay upright, stable, and strong. Mr. Howard didn't give up alcohol completely. Instead, he made a personal choice. Limit it to special occasions, a glass of wine with friends, or a sip of champagne on birthdays. During the week, he switched to flavored sparkling water with lemon and began making herbal tea part of his evening ritual. "I thought I was treating myself," he said. "Turns out I was making myself more fragile. Now I treat myself differently with more respect." If alcohol is part of your daily routine, even just a glass a day, this is not about guilt or judgment. It's about understanding how that habit interacts with your body, your bones, and your future. The National Osteoporosis Foundation recommends no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men. But for many seniors, even that might be too much when bone health is already compromised. So take a moment and ask yourself, is this small daily drink worth the risk of a fall? And more importantly, can I find new ways to relax that support, not sabotage my strength and independence? Because what you put in your glass each evening might feel small, but its impact on your bones can be long-lasting. Up next, we'll look at something just as surprising, how not doing weight-bearing exercises like walking or stair climbing can cause your bones to lose strength faster than you think, and what you can do about it starting today. So now you know, it's not always big, dramatic injuries that threaten your bone health. Often it's the small, everyday habits, the ones we don't think twice about, that quietly chip away at the very structure holding us up. Sitting too long, drinking just one more soda, skipping protein, avoiding the sun, taking helpful medications without realizing their side effects, sipping alcohol each night to unwind, forgetting to move. None of these things seem dangerous on their own, but together, day after day, year after year, they can turn strong, steady bones into fragile, silent risks. But here's the hope. You are not powerless. In fact, you're more in control than you think. Your bones are living tissue. They respond to how you treat them. They grow stronger when you feed them right, move them regularly, and give them the support they need to rebuild. And it doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, 80, or even 90. It is never too late to take a step towards strength. If you've recognized even one habit in this video that sounds familiar, that's not a reason to feel guilty. It's an opportunity, an invitation to make a change. Not a drastic overhaul, not a boot camp, just a small, steady step toward honoring your body. Stand up a little more often, swap one soda for water, add an egg to breakfast, step into the sun for 10 minutes. Ask your doctor about your medications. Say yes to that short walk. Every one of those choices tells your body, I still care. I still want to stay strong. I still want to live fully. And the amazing thing is, your bones will listen because you are not fragile. You are adaptable. You are still here, and you are still able to take action that supports your freedom, your confidence, and your joy. Thank you for watching this video and for giving your health the attention it deserves. May your next step, literally and figuratively, be one of strength. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and haven't yet liked and subscribed, now is the perfect time to do so. It really helps our channel grow and reach more people who need this kind of helpful content. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll always know when a new video is up. Your support truly means the world to us. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.